Okay, Amanda Styler here. So after you've gone through grounding and you understand what that is, really important, then the next thing is to pay more attention to your breath. So by doing that, it's also going to provide kind of well, if you get back into your natural breathing mode, it's going to provide a kind of soothing anchor, a place that you can go to and you can kind of follow and be with to soothe your system and to also, yeah, to soothe the whole system, to help the healing system turn back on. Because, when we get really scared and tight, everything gets tight here and we're just breathing up here and we're unable to. And of course, sometimes that's necessary. If we're running from something, we do that. So getting grounded, feeling your feet, and then this first breath exercise is called Big Buddha belly breathing. Okay. So for Qigong, this is the power center area. This is where we store. If we're going to store anything anywhere, this is a good place to store it. Not too much, so we don't know we're walking around with big Buddha bellies. However, if there's anywhere where we store energy in the body, it tends to be in the Dantian, the power center. So, grounding position, feet, hips. Done your shifting of weight. You can feel your feet on the earth, dropping down into the earth. Putting the hands here, and then just start to notice as you settle down here for a moment. Start to notice your breath. Just noticing it, like you're an observer. Just what's my breath doing? Where is it going into my body? Noticing if there's any thinking around it, like how it should be, or it's not this, or maybe it's wrong. Don't worry about it. When you're not thinking about it, your body is breathing. Unless you're dead. So one thing that feels really kind of cool is like someone's standing behind you and they're wrapping your hands around the belly. So start to relax your belly and just hold on to it. So as soon as you start to relax, so be careful not to like arch the back too much, but making sure that this area is well supported. There's sort of more, it can be a little bit more tucked under, but there's sort of a movement from here to here rather than swaying the back right out at this stage, depending on what's happening with your back. If you've got injuries, it's good not to sway it out too much, as it's going to put pressure on those lower vertebrae. So you're just finding a place that feels safe and comfortable for your spine to move. All right. So hands on the belly, noticing your breath. Got your belly, you got your Buddha belly here, which if you say imagine for a moment that actually this whole lower area of this torso is like a balloon. It's like this big balloon. And as you notice your breath and you're bringing your hand and you've got your hands down here, if it's not already down here in this lower belly, see if you can gently invite it down without pushing. This is about a relationship with we're creating a new relationship with our body. Or we're remembering the relationship we had as a baby. If you watch a baby breathe, they're breathing down here. They're all about that. So on the in-breath is the sense of this balloon opening outwards. It's opening outwards in three-dimensionally in all directions, downwards, upwards. So we're tuning into that, and in the center of it is kind of about a couple of inches below your belly button, right into the center where the spine is. another analogy I like to use, that sense if you've ever stood in the sea at the beach and you're in the way and the water's kind of up to here and you can feel the movement of the waves. So can you tune into your own natural rhythm and your own natural movement? So without, again, trying to manipulate it or make it different. Also, if you start noticing any places that feel tight and tense, please bring some gentle attention. So it's not about pushing against them, trying to get rid of them. We want to bring some gentleness rather than some violence. And the breath is like this way of soothing and meeting the edges of where things feel a little tight and sometimes painful. If they're painful, then there's probably a lot of tension and there might be some resistance to it as well. So if you can just gently, if you notice those places, so the breath is kind of like you're using the breath to touch those places and then come away. It's almost like you're using your breath to massage your inner body or your outer body or all the cells. However, initially, it's good just to really allow the breath to have its own rhythm. See if you can really just notice it, really just follow it, like you're going for a ride with the breath, and it is leading. So the more you get in touch with this relationship of breath and body, the more it can help with the relaxation. And it will help with your relationship with your body, getting to know these different places. Sometimes as we start to do this, you start to notice the places that we can't feel and we don't notice. And over time, we renew this whole relationship with our body, especially with movements in Qigong. Gentle, full body movements, really a movement meditation. Bringing attention to there's three intentions of Qigong, to the posture and posture and movement is one, breath is another, and the third component is simply the awareness, like noticing. There's a very gentle noticing, like your gaze is really soft, really open. So I hope that helps. Hope that's clear. Any questions, please leave them below, and I'll do my best to improve on this if necessary. All right, have a play. This is Amanda Styler. Enjoy being in your body.